Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Warp.
No, back to one. Back to one.
What? Episode 100.
You only got 5 words in.
Yeah, episode 100 deserves a little bit more effort.
All right, let's start again.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Warp, the completely unnecessary Star Trek podcast where we do unasked for audio commentaries of Star Trek episodes. My name is Shawn.
My name is Matt.
I'm Jake. Philippe.
Aaron.
Minwin.
Welcome to episode 100, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 100 of Warp.
Centennial.
I honestly can't believe. I honestly can't believe.
Thank you.
We made it to episode 100. This is amazing.
I can't believe nothing else has flowered in our lives to eclipse.
You know what? Nothing has changed since episode 1.
I know.
But we all love being here.
Yep.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's great. And as it so happens, episode 100 is Star Trek
The motion picture.
Motion motherfucking picture.
Part one.
I cannot believe that it worked out so perfectly.
I wish I could take credit for doing it.
It would be so much cooler if we could say we did this on purpose.
We just have to thank Gene.
Thanks, Gene.
And VC Andrew.
Well, you know, thanks.
No, we're going to be talking about that
All right.
later.
Well, we're watching Star Trek The Motion Picture.
Yes.
On a DVD.
From 1977?
Nine.
What's
December
DVD?
8th, 1979.
So this was after Star Wars.
After Star Wars.
Special thanks to Star Wars for making this possible.
Yes.
This movie exists because of Star Wars.
Yes, absolutely. We could get started.
We can talk into the history of the movie.
Ooh, that's interesting.
I have no idea how much time is on the clock because this DVD does not have a time clock.
The movie is 2 hours and 16 minutes long. We're watching the director's cut, we should say, which is longer than the original cut.
So
It's 2 hours and 16 minutes long.
So if you're driving from LA to Palmdale, this is going to be for you.
Perfect. Yeah.
right off the bat, this movie is amazing. And
Unfortunately, it starts with 3 minutes of overture music.
So
for the first 3 minutes, we're just going to be looking at a blank screen. I'm prepping Aaron in advance because because she's going to be like, "Why isn't the movie playing?" And we're going to be like, "It is." It's just music playing.
All right. So I'm going to punch the triangle.
Yeah, let's start the movie.
Let's
get it going.
3, 2, 1, punch.
And just to let people know, we're not actually listening to the audio of the movie, so those who haven't watched it, it's like...
we never listen to the audio.
We're reading their lips, and we're doing a damn good job.
So there you go.
So
We're
it's
just
just
as lost as you.
It's just this beautiful music that we can't hear.
Going to the movies in 1979.
And a Starfield.
And this is what comes on for the first 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Cool.
With music.
It's old-timey. It's
And
like an old-fashioned movie.
After that, they still have a 3-minute title sequence.
Yeah, they still have to do the opening credits.
They do an entire title sequence.
This just makes me feel like I'm at 10 forward. Isn't that the...
It's beautiful music.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful score. Jerry Goldsmith.
So I just watched this. I don't know if I've ever seen it before all the way through, but I just watched this recently all the way through. Where what I remember is the first time, and that was the very first impression I got, which was just how far forward the music, a step the music has taken.
Absolutely.
This is like a full fucking orchestral score.
I think we can just generally say that this show in no way represents the series is so... this is such a huge leap for like Star Trek.
For the effects purposes.
But just like in every single...
production
from
value,
FX
of course,
to production value.
I don't know. The costumes are pretty sad. Aaron, you're going to be real disappointed.
They're a little bland.
in the costume work in this movie.
All right, I'm going to say
it's very 70s beige.
Yeah.
Like everything's shades of beige.
Are there a lot of potted
and
plants in
gray.
space?
There are some potted plants. Actually.
Gelatinous cubes.
Hey, don't talk that
Is
way
there Sandy
about.
Duncan?
But Philippe, you mean in terms of like just the cinematic quality and their
Yeah, I
ambition
mean,
to
I think
bring
like if you were expecting just the show, it's sort of like a
leaps
sort
and
of
bounds
very.
of.
Sure.
It doesn't feel like they were trying to go for a B movie. They because of Star Wars realized B movies could be taken seriously
I
and
find that so interesting.
actually be made into a real cinematic.
Well, this movie is clearly like, nope, we're not Star Wars.
Right.
That is bullshit fantasy, space fantasy.
Yeah.
We are science fiction.
Yeah.
And they go out of their way to prove how science fiction they could be.
Yeah, it's a slow.
It is a slow movie.
Slow movie.
It is a slow movie.
They specifically wrote, Gene Roddenberry specifically asked that there be no battle scenes.
Right. There's no actual fighting really in this movie.
Boy, it's gonna be a dry January then, huh?
But I mean,
So this is the first of the 4. We're going to watch the next 4 movies, right?
The next 8
And
episodes will
Will be the first 4 movies.
Super exciting.
And then we start Next Generation, which is exciting. The theme song to this movie was repurposed and becomes the theme song to Star Trek: The Next Generation.
It was fun. I recently watched this for the first time. And
Shawn had never seen it.
When the opening sequence comes in, which is going to come right now,
we're now seeing the Paramount logo.
Oh yeah, classic Star Trek theme song. And then about halfway through, I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't the classic Star Trek theme song. Where do I know this from? And I was like, oh, it's Generation. This is the Next Generation theme.
I know.
Yes, it was written originally for this movie. It's playing right now.
All right, title sequence. We made it.
Where'd my phone go?
So they got Robert Wise.
Wow, that's a font.
I
have to say, I actually
Disco
really love this font.
space.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
So,
It's like the
like I said,
Luxor.
it was released December
Will I am
8th,
chat.
1979.
Uh-huh.
When an alien spacecraft of enormous power is spotted approaching Earth, Admiral James T. Kirk resumes command of the overhauled USS Enterprise in order to intercept it.
Right.
What do you think the IMDb rating of this film will be?
Well, since it's presenting Persis Kambata.
Yeah. Wait till you get a load of Persis.
Yeah.
She's something else.
That's
Okay.
the most.
You'll like her.
The most costume work
All right.
they put in the film
IMDb
was that
goes up to 10, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
the sex robot
I'm gonna
version of
say
her.
this movie gets 8.
All right. Anybody else?
I'm gonna say it's at like 7, 9. 7 9.
You know what?
December 8th, 7-9.
I never guessed this, but I feel like it's a 6.9 this time. That's usually not my number, but I'm
Way
going
to call back to
Well,
an old
well,
bit
well.
on the
Welcome to
100th
having your
episode.
brow lowered like the rest of us, you son of a bitch. I was gonna say, I'm gonna say 8-2, just because of nostalgia.
What
is
is
that
it?
8.2 or
Midwin?
8.2?
I was going to say
Also.
8.5, but then
8.2.
Matt's low bid made me want to say 8.2, but then since Philippe said 8.2, I'm also going to
Those
say
are
8.2.
Klingons, you
Yes.
guys.
Yep.
Don't start telling me they're Romulans like you
Are
did
they,
in that other
are they
episode.
using the right ships this time?
Yes, they are.
All right.
That is a
What is it?
Klingon warbird.
6.4.
Oh, no.
Oh, low.
Damn,
Yikes.
girl.
That's unfair, I think.
I think so too. I disagree with that. I
It's
think
better than that.
it's better than that.
I think this is a very, I don't know, even when I was a kid and I loved Star Wars and I watched this movie, I actually really enjoyed it and I was pretty young, so.
It's a classic Star Trek
It is
tale.
a jumped up episode of Star Trek.
It's an energized fucking
It's an
cloud.
energized cloud. In fact, Star Trek did this exact plot.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the same plot as
It's
Nomad.
Nomad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and I
Gene
was
Roddenberry
reading.
was
go ahead.
not known for.
Stop yelling.
Yeah, why are we all yelling?
so excited.
I know.
It's
Oh, look what happened to the Klingons.
They got ridges.
They got ridges.
like my ruffles did.
Yeah.
You can't have just one Klingon.
The way he like pranced into that room, though. There's some of the
Jake's
old
gonna have
things.
to turn all of our levels like way down.
Yeah.
Well, we did do all that cocaine.
It was all that.
There's still
It was
some
all
left.
that Indian food.
Yeah.
Got us all hopped up on Indian food.
I'm all hopped up on naan, you
Yeah,
guys.
you guys have all that.
Curry and cocaine is.
Yeah.
All right, everyone,
we're
just
doing.
take a breath.
We're getting our nerd hackles raised.
My nerds are up.
Yeah.
Nerds are up.
Oh my God.
Your nerd bulls are hard.
Fully hard over
Yeah,
here.
I know. Oh man.
Turn up the heat, please.
Might be accidental insertion.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you remember trying to convince me that accidental insertion was a thing?
It's a real-
Listen to that episode.
It's a real thing.
Did any of you guys watch this in the movie theaters?
I did.
No.
I did.
Really?
How could you have? You would have been too young.
No, it was. I guess it was a
Re-release,
It was
maybe?
a re-release. I was very young because I remember going to it and being like, "Oh!" And then at the last minute, my parents telling me it's not Star Wars we're seeing again. And so,
Uh-huh.
and then I was
there
like,
disappointment because of that?
Yeah, and then I saw the movie and I actually really enjoyed
That's
it.
why it's 6.4 on IMDb.
Well,
Yeah.
let me tell you, this film.
Star-related confusion.
You want to guess what this movie made?
It was a success. It was,
30,
I think,
it was a success.
I think it made, but sort of, I think, underperforming. It didn't do Star Wars.
What's
numbers.
up with the dot matrix?
$17 million.
Right
They were trying to make the next Star Wars, and they didn't succeed.
Oh, yeah.
In that.
It's
like
meant
the
for a
Avengers.
lower.
Oh no, that's probably just.
I would say that it made
captions.
$57 million.
Ooh, that's a lot for this time.
Matt?
For 79. I should know the answer to this,
It's probably. I've said a pretty high.
but I don't. I don't know. I don't remember the answer.
I have obviously no idea.
82.6.
That's pretty great.
Cost $35 million to make. Made 82.6.
That's a lot of money for that.
It was the
Yeah.
fifth highest grossing film of the year. Would anyone like to guess?
It was considered a
You're
disappointment,
right.
though,
These are
because
some beige.
they wanted it to make Star Wars money, and it didn't. Which is why when we get to Star Trek 2 in a couple of weeks, you will
It's
see
lower
that
budget?
they have drastically reduced.
What made the most money that year?
Yeah, what do you think was the top grossing film in
Of
1979?
79,
Planet of the Apes.
One of the Godfathers.
It'll blow your mind when you hear it.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
From Here to Eternity.
What was
The first
79?
four are not.
Xanadu.
Beaches.
that was in the 80s.
The number one film is
Kramer versus Kramer?
Kramer versus Kramer.
Really?
Yep.
deal.
Made
Oh,
$100
fucking on fire tonight. you guys.
Nice.
$106 million. Kramer versus Kramer. Can you imagine
That movie
Nothing
made
a
it.
drama about a divorce
Yeah.
ever being the number one grossing film these days?
ever
I guess
again.
everyone was getting divorced in 1979.
That's because
Yeah.
that's the kind of movies they make.
Number
and they don't make those
two-
kind of movies anymore.
The Amityville Horror.
Interesting. That did that
Uh-huh.
well.
Number 3, Rocky 2.
Sure.
And number 4, Apocalypse Now.
Mm.
6
Rando.
is Alien.
Yep.
Yeah.
7, The Muppet Movie.
Yep.
8, The Jerk.
Wow, what a good list of movies.
9,
Those are all-
Moonraker.
These are all good
Moonraker.
movies.
That's it.
And,
Well,
and,
Moonraker.
and how about this?
What's
Number
10?
10.
Oh, that's awesome.
Bo
That
Derek.
worked
Bo
out.
Derek.
Nice.
That's like this being episode 100.
Yep.
It just kind of worked out that way.
Yeah.
I've
It's
never
because
heard of
I
10.
dragged my feet all those times.
You never heard of
Why don't
10?
we watch
Dudley
something
Moore
else
and
next
Bo
week?
Derek. The classic running down the beach in slow
I
motion.
thought that was Bolero.
Oh.
That's Bolero is the name of the music that she.
Oh.
That's the piece.
Okay, I see.
I don't know
That
if you.
music, that da 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 da. That's
yeah.
Bolero.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
if
there
you
he
do the
is.
movie, it's called 10.
There he
There's our
is.
man, Mr. Nimoy.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I like it though.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
So, Aaron,
What do you think?
Would you like me to briefly set up this movie for you, or do you
Sure.
not care at all? I don't care either way.
I would like a setup.
Okay, it's 10 years later
Okay.
since we last saw our crew.
Okay.
From the end of the animated series, or
From
the
Yes.
Okay.
The actors are older and quickly losing relevance.
And Spock has a page boy haircut.
Spock.
What?
Take that back.
That's not true.
Spock has quit Starfleet and gone back to Vulcan. This is supposed to be Vulcan.
Okay.
And he's doing this ancient Vulcan rite called Kolinar, which is like the final
A colon cleanse.
the final
when you're
Yeah.
50.
it kind of is. It's the final purging of all emotion from your body, right?
Yeah, that sounds.
This is what she's explaining to him right
Okay.
now. And he's about to be done. He's become a monk
Yeah.
on Vulcan,
It
right?
It's
looks
like-
like
And
it.
he's left behind all of his friends and of the whole gang. Meanwhile, Kirk has become like
He gets
an
an
admiral.
admiral.
He
A
gets some
desk
bling.
jockey.
And he has been overseeing the Enterprise getting like an upgrade. So when you see the Enterprise in this movie, it's Enterprise 2.0.
Yep.
And then this giant energized cloud starts coming towards
no.
Earth,
Yeah.
as they do. Kirk can't resist the opportunity to fucking take charge of the Enterprise again. So he boots out his protege, played by noted child molester Stephen Collins. We'll talk
yes.
about him in a few minutes. when we
That's
get
the
to him.
part of this film that's a bit troubling that he's in it, or more unfortunate.
Yeah.
They didn't know at the time.
They didn't
of
know.
course.
Anyway,
He's great in this.
Kirk takes over the Enterprise from his younger protege
He is.
and flies off into
He's
outer
great
space
in a lot of
to
things.
confront the energized cloud. That now you know that's the setup. For the
Okay.
movie. That's
Thank
all
you.
need
I
to know.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
This scene feels so familiar.
You've probably seen this, or parts of it.
I'm thinking it makes me think about Discovery.
Years you lived with and hung out with Star Trek nerds.
What's Nosferatu doing in the back there? I suppose he needed work after
being super logical and stuff.
Yeah. It's more like toes Ferratu because he's by that foot. Am I right?
Who's that actress, Shawn? Do you have your?
I can look.
Do you have your magical tricorder?
I think she is sort of a famous actress.
Oh, yeah.
No, it really does make me think of Discovery, the new.
So Robert Wise, I was going to say, who directed this movie, they went for class. You know, they did not. They wanted this to be a big prestige movie.
Yeah.
Robert Wise directed
West Side
The Sound
Story.
of Music, West Side Story. He was the editor of Citizen Kane and The Magnificent Ambersons. He directed The Day the Earth Stood Still. Like kind of a legendary Hollywood
right. So they wanted
director.
They
wanted class.
Yeah, they wanted old guard class too, not like a new. They wanted to give some
now
credentials.
Matt, you can tell me if this is. I was reading. They said that they
Here he
originally.
comes. There he is.
Yeah.
There's our boy.
Looking good.
Just been on
See,
it.
this is the best he looks.
Yeah.
Because the other outfit that he puts on is not as good as that outfit.
The Admiral outfit is much better.
That
than
outfit
the
is
Captain outfit.
Like slimming and looks good on him.
He apparently went on a serious diet before this.
Yeah, I bet
because of the clothes he has to fit into.
This all has
his toupee is looking good.
Yeah.
Like he's looking good.
It's a 3-pay right now.
That's a 3-pay. That's at least a 3-pay.
Yeah.
This has this feels like Westworld to me, like a fancy Westworld, but it has that style.
They're at Starfleet headquarters.
I wanted to hear like Robert Rise being like sold on this concept. What's that?
I like the white, like just the all white people in the background.
Yeah.
Like,
Sure.
Yeah. It's a utopia.
You know.
their heads are shaved.
They've cured all of our problems in the future.
Well, isn't there a big, I don't know, is it a race war? But there's or a resource war. I can't remember. Like in the Star Trek lore, before like warp drive is discovered, there is like
there's like World War III breaks out.
But there are also like
the eugenics wars. Right?
Yeah, like there's eugenics wars, right?
Yeah,
So,
that's Khan's backstory.
Yeah.
When we get to Star Trek 2 in a couple.
Oh,
of weeks,
there's
we
a
can talk about
2.
it.
Interesting.
But yeah, there's this whole sort of eugenics war.
Yeah. Well, the sequels are never as good as the original.
Yeah. So that'll
be a big downer.
The protagonists survive this
there.
one. That's a bit of a.
So this all looks great, right? It's great model work. It's great,
Yeah.
But look how brown and beige.
Yeah,
everybody
they're
is.
all in a
Like,
cult.
They really got rid of. Look at Fivehead over there on the left. Did you see that guy?
What is Scotty looking at there? Jesus. And that was the best take?
Oh, he's standing in the back, leering at the ladies.
I like what he's got going on.
This is the way I think about Scotty when I think about Scotty.
The mustache.
The movie era Scotty.
Yeah, that was the one
That's not his
I
color,
just like that the lighting's more natural. I kind of get like their real skin tones and stuff. Than the,
when they go to he's got the
when
cool.
they put on the maroon outfits, that's what I think they look.
Yeah, that's what I think of. This is like old people like outfits.
They look like pajamas.
I know.
Like, Scotty looks like he's wearing pajamas.
Yeah.
Well, the late 70s just weren't as fun as the late 60s.
That's exactly right.
The late 60s were.
The late
just
70s
the
were all
fun.
about beige and brown and gray.
Fun colors in the 60s. And
That is a true utopia to me. If I could just wear pajamas all the time.
Yeah,
I kind of.
But even if they were always gray.
Yeah, I wouldn't care as long as it's comfortable.
It's all about being comfortable.
Now we're gonna get a 10-minute sequence
Where they
of
go to the
Kirk and Scotty flying to the Enterprise.
This was my second impression of this movie. This movie is just like, okay, they are celebrating this moment big time.
Oh yeah. It's a moment.
It's a 5 or
Ship
6 minute
porn.
long scene of just the ship.
Never in a movie in like
what it
modern
is?
times.
It's somebody in charge saying, "We spent a lot of money on these fucking special effects. You're putting them in the movie. Like, I want to see that money on the screen."
Yeah, we don't celebrate special effects like this movie does here anymore.
Yeah.
It's just supposed to be all just like
It's
expected.
glorious.
So here is the backstory on the movie. I'll do this as quickly as
that's
possible.
what I was hoping.
Star Wars and Close Encounters. Were you being sarcastic?
No. I actually was going to ask, but I was like, it's probably going to come about. But I'd like to know. Obviously, some time has passed since the show.
Yeah, Matt.
Everyone's gone their separate ways, and now this big project. I want to know how. It all
So
came
Gene
together.
Roddenberry had been trying for years to convince Paramount to make a Star Trek movie. The twin successes of Star Wars and Close Encounters of the Third Kind convinced
And
Paramount
the animated show.
convinced Paramount that they needed their own big science fiction movie.
Yeah.
And they owned Star Trek conveniently. So, and in the interim years, Star Trek had become this cult thing on syndication. It was far more popular in syndication than it ever was when it was originally on.
Thank
so
God.
there was this huge fan base that had not existed in 68, 69, that by 74, 75 had become like a thing. This was the start of conventions, like the first Star Trek conventions start in this kind of era, fans getting together. It's the rise of fanzines and slash fic. All of that stuff is happening in this time period. So suddenly Star Trek is interesting again. Meanwhile, Paramount is also trying to launch a television channel, a network, which they would eventually do in the 90s with UPN. And they thought, well, maybe we should make a Star Trek show.
Yeah.
So they went to Gene Roddenberry and they said, let's bring back Star Trek. So Roddenberry writes a pitch for a new television show to be the anchor of this new Paramount network called Star Trek Phase 2. Yeah. Everybody agrees they're going to come back. Then Star Wars and Close Encounters hit, and Paramount goes, oh, fuck, we need a big fancy science fiction movie. So they take the Star Trek Phase 2 premise, repurpose it into a film screenplay, and this movie is the result. That is the story of how this movie got made.
And it was good enough that they decided to do 3 more.
Yes, although, like I said, they scaled the budget back a lot on the second one, because this movie was profitable, but not nearly like the multiplier that they thought it was going to be, you know?
Which is funny because like the second one is the one I remember, and in my mind, in my child mind, it's awesome.
When we get
they
there,
thought they were getting Star Wars, and what they got instead was a sort of
hyped up,
thoughtful, introspective
morality
play movie about the existence of like what makes humans and what is the meaning of life, right? This is a movie that is tackling all kinds of like interesting philosophical questions.
It's more like
what
Carl
that
Sagan
doesn't make for is an exciting blockbuster pew pew movie, which this is not,
which is what they wanted.
So audiences who went to this hoping for light swords and, pew pews did not get what they were expecting.
They got
they got was something that is very Star Trek.
Yeah.
This is maybe the most Star Trek-y of all the Star Trek movies.
Yeah, I think so.
Because this has the feel of a classic Star Trek story, just jumped up, budget-wise.
Time-wise and budget-wise.
And pacing.
Yeah, pacing. Holy crap, we're still rotating around this ship.
Yeah. But look how good it looks. You can see why they wanted to.
They did a great job on
effects.
this. Like, it's the best thing they've ever done on Star Trek.
It seems
and the
natural.
ship looks great.
Yeah, the ship looks great.
This is my favorite version
me too.
of the ship, is the movie's version of the ship.
It's got this, like, ivory, mother of pearlescent kind of, like, coating, like, but, in a futuristic kind of way, like, just... I don't know.
It looks great.
Yeah. And I think
there's lots of cool making ofs on this DVD that we're watching. There's lots of sort of documentaries about the movie, and they had a big huge 12-foot model. This was the era of still making practical models for things and no CGI, and it all looks terrific.
Yeah. That looks great.
It just looks so real because it is something real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was going to take CGI 3-4 decades, 3 decades to catch.
Just look at all of these shots of Shatner just gazing in wonder at the Enterprise, because they're setting up this idea. They're setting up this idea that they go back to again and again, that the Enterprise is Kirk's first true love, and that's why he never had a long relationship or anything, because he was always the Enterprise was what he cared about the most.
Yeah.
So that's what all of those gazing in wonder shots are supposed to be. They're supposed to remind you that Kirk is really into this fucking ship because he's about to go in and take it over.
It also gives you the lay of the land because it's far more sweeping than you ever got on the TV show.
Yeah.
It also is like,
Well, I think
this is what the actual environment looks like.
If you give us the right amount of money, we could have made the show look like this.
Yeah.
Well, that's how nowadays the sci-fi shows are. They have huge budgets and they look ridiculous.
Oh yeah, they
Amazing.
look great.
I love it. Have you guys watched The Expanse season 4? I think that's out. Is that out?
It is out. I have not watched it. I'm still getting. I'm only like in season. I think I finished season 1 of The Expanse, but I still have a lot of The Expanse to catch up to.
Oh, you haven't watched the others?
No. Look at that guy who's clearly like just hanging on to something. Like that's taped to his feet, and he's hanging to a pull-up bar like up above it.
Love it.
This is such a 70s room. Like, it's 8 kinds of beige.
It's 8 kinds of beige. So think back to the.
Hell yeah.
There she is.
Look at that.
With her 70s
She's
natural
working.
hair.
She's working her beige lipstick.
Yeah, he's just like looking like, oh yeah, can I take this shit over?
She looks great.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Who decided on the color scheme? You're right.
The
This-
70s.
Hey, Sulu,
70s.
Chekhov, they're all back.
Yay.
People
That
were
guy with the big forehead.
That guy with the 5 head.
Yeah.
people were complaining that people
Is that
in
Balky?
certain uniforms tended to die.
That's a
Bronson
split
Pinchot?
diopter. That's a split diopter shot. Did you notice that? He
Yeah,
was
the
in
focus
focus.
was
He was in
weird.
focus on the right, but they were in focus on the left.
Is that Emilio Estevez?
Who's that no name back there?
Wow.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, like the color palette did not help with the success of this movie.
No.
Because a lot of the like reviews at the time were like, this movie is kind of boring to look at. There's another split diopter shot. See, she's in focus, but they are too.
Whoa.
A lot of it was like this
That
movie
was
is
my favorite
This movie
so
is
far.
kind of visually boring whenever they're on the ship because there's no like think about how colorful the Enterprise used to be.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
there would be just red lights and purple lights.
Everyone's
Always
on the
Christmas.
Quaaludes right now or something.
Yeah, they're all they've taken on a new design aesthetic for sure.
Yeah.
But there's things I like about some of the more minimalist things. I don't know. It felt very spacey to me, which I thought was like, in my mind, it kind of actually, it really captivated me in a way that even Star Wars, like in a different way than Star Wars. Star Wars,
Like
was
that
just,
you mean like that kind of is what real people
yeah.
it
Felt like a
in
real
the space Navy would
yeah.
wear and that.
Yeah, it was. I was more convinced that this
I
might.
like his better because his at least has got that two-tone thing
Yeah,
going
for
on.
sure.
Like,
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
The
So
Seventh
there's-
Heaven guy.
Yep.
there's
Seventh
Stephen
Heaven
Collins,
guy.
from Seventh
I
Heaven.
forgot what his name was.
This was a big. This was, I think, his big. Like,
Apparently,
break.
At
he
least
used.
it's not a new pedophile for me to learn about.
Yeah,
I mean,
No, we
he
knew
may
about- you knew about this
still
one.
he may still claim it, but apparently he used to go around saying how everybody was up for this part, like every famous actor at the time.
I 100% believe that.
Oh yeah, but he
It's
used
gotta
to be.
be.
He used to say that all the time. Like,
And he got it.
He is the main. He and Aaliyah are the two
yeah,
like
new people.
ingenue parts, right?
You mean
like
the
if you're
singer, Aaliyah?
no, you'll see Aaliyah in a minute.
You mean the one who was married to R. Kelly?
If in this movie there are 2 parts for new up and coming actors, so I bet every actor in Hollywood tried to get into this movie. I completely believe it.
Yeah, I don't remember a thing about this movie. I don't even know if I've watched this first movie.
So this guy, his character is the son of the character who got eaten by a bugle
Yes,
in
yes,
the
yes.
Doomsday Machine.
Right.
Do you remember the giant Doomsday
Decker.
Machine, Aaron,
Sure.
that looked like a bugle?
I think you're saying
Bugle chip?
Yes,
I was
bugle
going to say a
chip.
nacho cheese.
the bugle
or-
nacho. Yeah, it was
Do you remember
nacho
there was an
cheese,
episode
bugle
where
chip.
the Enterprise
Yeah,
fought a
kinda.
giant
I
bugle?
think the correct way to phrase it, Aaron, you'll recall
Yeah.
the Doomsday Machine.
Sure.
Aaron, you'll recall Doomsday Machine. Anyway, the character in that episode who died, who kind of went insane and died, is meant to be that guy's father.
Yep.
So Kirk has known him since he was a little boy. And Kirk is telling him, I know I told you were going to be the captain of the ship, but I'm going to be the captain of the ship because I want it, and you can't stop me.
All right.
Uh-oh. First emergency.
Uh-oh,
some
here we
fellow-
go. This is gross. There's Ensign Rand.
Ensign Rand is back. Yeoman Rand is back.
From the old show. They brought back everybody they could find, basically.
Was it hard to bring some people back? Did some people hesitate?
Nimoy needed some talking.
Yeah, they had written an entire character, another Vulcan, in because he wasn't going to do it.
Nimoy wasn't going to do it when it was the TV show version.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when they decided to make it a movie, Nimoy changed his mind and said he would come back. So they killed off.
Yeah,
he's dying right now. We're watching him die.
Yeah.
They killed off the character who was supposed to be Kirk's new Vulcan first
science officer. Yeah.
Yikes! Ooh.
Did the actress kick her drug habit?
It's that guy he was talking to at the beginning of the movie when they were in space dock, and he's like,
who I thought was Spock at first.
That was supposed to be Kirk's new Spock.
It looked like they were going to kiss when they first met. They were so close. Excited to see each other.
I'm sure there's fiction where Kirk and that guy kiss.
Do kiss. But then it doesn't work out.
They kiss hard with Tom.
But it's only one time. And then
because then he dies in a transporter.
Yeah. But then Kirk fucks that mess. That's the crazy part. Which is gross. But it's really well described. Yeah.
Kirk's just like, well, 2 people have died, and I just took command.
Yeah.
And I've already lost 2. We should drink, right? Those are essentially red shirts who just died.
I thought she had the Ghostbusters
beige is the new
insignia.
red.
Did the
beige is the new red.
Yeah.
On this show, that's true.
Yeah.
In this movie.
did the Ensign Rand actress kick her drug habit or whatever got her fired last time?
Yes, I think she did.
Oh, that's good.
We've been doing nothing but drinking.
It's a redemption.
No, I don't have any drink to the homies because I drink.
Kirk's lost.
They don't light
different.
the hallways now.
Well, they're not.
This, right?
They're not color coded for old people anymore.
color coded.
They're trying to establish
Colored colon for.
They're trying to establish that Kirk doesn't know the ship as well as he should.
You guys are just looking at where their like penis
distracted.
Their penises are just
the
like,
jumpsuits are
Troublesome,
troublingly tight in areas.
I mean, you see,
that draw the eye.
I wonder what kind of underwear they wore.
Here's like
thin,
none.
very thin. They didn't want panty lines. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want VPL on.
You know what? It has a lot of VPL. Planet of the Apes.
Really?
Go back and watch that. Charlton Heston has some major VPL.
I never would have guessed. What were you doing watching old school Planet of the Apes recently?
I don't know. It was a while ago, but I remember being like, whoa.
It was just on Turner Classics like 2 or 3 days ago.
I missed
What
that
is that? I keep
used
seeing
to be
that black thing that's like on their that's their belt buckle.
Yeah, what is that supposed to be?
I know, but every once in a while when they're in the
It's
onesies,
their new
it's
school
like,
belly
wait,
button.
I think it's their like fanny pack. Like I think
know.
it's got like Mentos and stuff.
Sometimes on some guys it hangs low and it feels like a codpiece.
Oh, that guy got lost on his way to Star Wars.
Was that a Jonah Hill type there?
It can't be a belt buckle. They're not wearing belts.
I know.
It's some kind of transponder.
It's their communicator, I think.
Communicator.
It's to distract.
It's a transponder.
It's so I looked. Everything is drawing my eyes to their crotch. Everything is drawing my eyes. My eyes go.
Why
to
would you not?
Yeah. Well, my eyes go to that black thing, and then I go to the other.
And then
thing.
you just go 6 inches down.
Yeah.
I think it's the personal teleporter that teleports the poop away from their insides.
They're watching some of his
The Colinar.
Yeah. The Colinar.
There's a Native American Starfleet person in the background of that shot.
It's multicultural.
Don't believe you.
So this is where
Star Trek has always embraced multiculturalism for sure.
This is the first presence of the energized cloud-ish elements.
Oh yeah.
They're being solarized.
Yeah. Let's put these people's doom on the big viewer where everybody can watch.
It's like they couldn't even imagine the flat screen. They're just like, nah, it's still gonna be bubbly. Let's just like, meh.
At least it's not that amorphous blob of a view screen from like the cage where it's like,
yeah, what aspect ratio do you want this in?
5 bubble.
Are they being disintegrated?
They are getting disintegrated. The giant energized cloud is headed Earth direction.
Yeah.
And it's absorbing. Run!
You can't catch me!
Go, man, go!
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, he almost made it.
No, I think
You can do it. You can do it.
Yeah, keep going.
Fart some more.
What's your like? Oh, he. For the viewers at home, he didn't make it.
Remember how on the animated show they had force fields? They don't have force fields anymore. They have regular old spacesuits now. Technology took a step back.
Yeah.
That happens in real life, too.
Those force fields were causing cancer.
They need to just start wearing those belts, and you can't wear those belts with the
it wasn't worth it to have the safety because those belts were just so fucking awesome.
I have to say, for some reason, Chekhov looks younger to me. Do they all look a little younger? I don't know. Maybe it's the makeup.
They do have a makeup budget now. It's pretty significant.
And wardrobe as well. They could get dry
So we're
cleaning
now
this time.
several, 20 minutes into this movie.
probably 30.
They still haven't left Earth yet.
They haven't left the dock.
This is what we mean by the movie being a little slow
It
moving.
moves a little slow.
It takes its time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's a worse captain's chair. Did you see that? It feels.
Just think how colorful the bridge used to be. It had that red railing around. And
But people still lean
The
over
light
their
bright.
consoles like
this
they're...
bridge looks like the. There she is. Look at how gross Chekhov just was.
It's super gross.
She's got a good head for that.
This bridge, though,
This
looks like a
is-
bank. It looks like the inside of a bank from the late 70s.
Remember, we
Ilya.
told you about Persis Kambata.
So there's
Hey.
Ilya.
Yeah.
Persis.
Oh, is that Persis?
Yes.
Her real name is Persis Kambata. She was a model.
She's a Miss India.
Miss Universe.
This was her big first
from Miss India.
first and last
Yeah.
big movie part.
Wow.
She didn't win Miss Universe, though.
She is a not good actress.
She
in
worked
this
until
movie.
she died.
Well, that's what we all do, man.
Good for her, but that doesn't make this performance any better.
No, I'm just saying she was an actress.
Yeah.
I don't think it's her fault. I don't. Although maybe she's just a bad actress. I've never seen her in anything else. She's not good in this, but I'm not sure that it's her fault.
She was the first person of an Indian citizen to present an Academy Award.
Yeah.
Why is she bald?
She's a Delton.
Her people are bald.
Yeah.
Is that who you thought Kirstie Alley was? He was like, Kirstie Alley's in this.
She's in the next
Super
one.
Next one.
Whatever.
She's in number 2.
You can definitely tell Kirstie Alley.
And she's not bald.
She is not bald.
I'm so...
In fact, they make a point out of the fact that she's not
in
bald.
this one, she's bald.
Oh, look at
Look at how awesome McCoy looks.
He looks like he's ready to go to a
That's
lab.
what I want to look like in like 10
You're
years.
I honestly thought that
That's
was
Kirstie
Mark
Alley, you
Hamill
guys.
as Luke Skywalker for a second.
That is the look I am going for at age 55. you
Dear
guys.
God, he looks good.
He got forced back into work by Kirk.
Yeah, so he retired, Aaron.
Yeah,
His
you
backstory
can
is he
tell.
retired, and
He's
he
having
got
fun.
drafted.
Yep.
They re-invoked his charter and made him, and because Kirk wanted him back.
He looks good.
Look at that medallion.
Yeah, he's living
Yeah.
a fun life
Yeah.
somewhere
Yeah.
with like girls and
Yeah.
cocktails,
Yeah.
and he is not
Yeah.
caring at all about Starfleet.
But like, I love how Kirk is like, the reason why I did it is I need you on this.
Yeah.
I need you so much on this mission.
He comes back and he's exactly as useful as he is on the rest of the show.
He hangs out on the bridge, nowhere near the medical offices.
And acts crotchety.
yeah, does he even do anything in this movie?
Nope.
He arrived.
Well, he just did.
The
it.
one time someone gets hurt, the Delton has like superpowers
Yeah.
and can make them stop hurting.
And then Majel Barrett shows up as a.
oh yeah, that's right.
She comes on.
Nurse
to her.
Chapel's now the head
a
doctor
doctor
on
now.
the Enterprise.
She got equal billing with the other
Which is
co-stars.
basically Kirk saying, "I don't trust Dr. Chapel because I had to bring Dr.
Yeah.
McCoy back.
Yeah.
I can't have a woman doctor.
I don't believe in women doctors."
Women should be in their nurses in their skirts.
Right.
It's not a nostalgia fest.
They did get rid of all the skirts.
There's no skirts in this movie.
in the
Yay!
Everyone's wearing pants in this
You
one.
guys are chilling
Colors,
that?
though.
I don't know, man. This skirts would be I wish everybody was in a
Yeah.
skirt.
Although
That
Ilya
would've been
ends
a
up
step
wearing a
up.
very short dress.
That's true.
Oh, yeah, that's
does.
true. I forgot about that.
That's a bold thing to do as a model to get all of your hair shaved off. And she's not wearing a bald cap, right? She actually had
No,
her
they
hair-
shaved her head.
Oh my gosh, that's
She's got a good
hard.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
it's
symmetrical.
That was probably the casting process.
Yeah. Do you
Who
have?
has the best looking bald
They
head?
X-rayed
You sorta have
everybody
to-
so they could see what that skull looked like.
You probably had to come into the audition with your head shaved.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
To show that you wanted it.
Has anyone here ever shaved their head?
I have.
How'd it go?
Not well.
Not a good look. Not a good
Find
look.
some stuff under there.
You don't know what
not a good look.
you don't know what it's going to be until you get there. And
There's
then you're like,
some odd ridges and bumps.
Yeah.
Ridges
Some
and bumps.
phrenology.
Did not look good.
It feels weird too.
I just look like a fucking skinhead too.
Yeah.
It was not a good look for me.
Yeah, there
I
were like
feel-
implications
I feel like it'd be nice to do it and just like
to that look.
The
Yeah,
pale
right.
splendor.
It'd be nice to like get a good scrub though, just to get all that.
It was
Up off of
nice. It
there.
was actually not too. I mean, I
Years
enjoyed doing it, but I'd never do it again.
Yeah.
Did you get like the close shave? Did you go with?
Oh yeah. No, I bicked it. Yeah,
Jeez, did you cut yourself?
yeah.
Ouch.
It's hard.
Did not
to.
do it in a good way. Like I didn't realize you shouldn't. You
Are
don't.
you looking for the female orgasm button?
That's right.
Does it involve a shaved head?
No, Matt's trying to find. What?
what is going on with jumping through the door like last minute like that?
That seems dangerous, doesn't
I don't
it?
know.
Lee?
That totally ruined my immersion in the movie. That guy jumping through the door.
I did
why?
not-
I feel like the door, if it was safe, it would have.
going.
Open.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Sorry, you
Like a
guys.
department store. They
I didn't know
perfected
that.
this.
Sometimes I don't know what these buttons are going to do. If it's one ad,
It's a 3-minute one.
I didn't know it was going to be so.
It's like a
It was labeled "No, don't do it. I'm a virgin."
Enter.
I didn't
Okay.
know it was going to go like that.
Those engine tubes look like they came from the.
Yeah, that was an old classic.
That's us leaving. That's yeah.
That's them going to warp speed. That's their warp speed sound.
Yeah.
Take us to the energized cloud.
Yeah.
That was only.
They're like, we're just
bum.
taking it easy.
Yeah, that's not their warp speed. They
So
got real
Aaron brought me
effects for
this
that.
sound maker, but I can't see what the buttons do because
Just press
we're sitting in
something.
the dark.
Oh.
Wow. They're all happy.
The nice the one
That was a good one.
yeah, that's a good one. That one you can have in your pocket, which could be fun.
They're flying through our solar system, guys.
Yeah.
Ouch. Ow.
like eagles, soaring like eagles. That's
Wow.
Yeah.
oh, I thought that was an eagle sound until it crashed.
Yeah, that sound machine has volume. For
Yeah.
It's loud.
It wants
It's got
to make itself
ambitions
known.
beyond.
So the
its
deal on
speaker.
this is Decker, that guy, and Baldy used to be lovers.
Yeah, he was platooned on her planet or worked on her
Stationed on her planet.
something like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a look going
This
on.
is Troy and Riker.
It's exactly what it
version
is.
1.
Yep.
Oh.
That's where they get the
I
idea
wish
from.
he'd kept the.
See, they made him shave and put on a uniform because he's in the army now.
Oh, I like to.
But he got one of the fanny fronts.
Yeah.
Fanny fronts.
Jesus.
But see how his still has that like 70s deep collar, like
Yeah.
chest hair
Yeah,
poking
yeah.
out of the
Yeah.
top.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like they got to each kind of go in and do their own thing with their uniforms a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
McCoy's like, I'll put on a uniform, but it's going to be one of those kinds that doesn't button up the front.
Yeah, I didn't buy this
gonna be more
medallion, so
tunicky.
not to get seen. Jesus.
He's a doctor. He can do it. You know, he always wore a different shirt than everybody else in the.
That's true.
How will they know how virile?
Oh
it
yeah,
is?
the
Yeah, how about those
engineering outfits.
Ugh.
I like those.
I
Look at
like
all
'em.
carrying their helmets. Look at them carry their helmets through this whole damn movie.
Have
It's
you guys
so awkward.
ever eaten those Reese's Pieces cups? Because they come in little paper things that look just like those collars.
Those, that's
I've
true.
never
They
eaten.
kinda look
I don't
like
know what
that.
you're talking
yeah.
about.
Well, next time, if you ever do,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, they do look delicious.
yeah.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, we just warped, guys.
Yeah, but it's not going to work out
Every-
right.
Nah.
I'm pretty sure everything's
Oh,
gonna
is
be
that why we're called
fine.
that?
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Oh.
Trapped in a wormhole, you guys.
Classic.
Okay, I'm glad you guys.
Are you guys like
Okay, I'm glad.
Classic
I'm
wormhole.
glad you guys brought up the chairs earlier
are
because
you
that.
guys motion blurred like me? I mean, I'm really.
These are
seeing
automatic
Ooh, I'm
chairs.
seeing streaks of beige, y'all.
this. Yeah.
They addressed one of my original concerns about Star Trek, which is they had nothing to fasten
Oh,
themselves
they have
in.
seatbelts in this.
But now
Leg-
they have
leg
those
belts.
arms that come in.
They have those like folding arms.
and
Yeah.
they
that
look
come in.
so terrible and awkward.
And now you know why.
And now I'm
They-
sorry that I ever
Yeah,
brought it up.
You made them do that.
Yeah.
This reminds me of a few drug trips I've had, actually.
Well, just you wait, man. It gets strippier than this.
Yeah.
Wait until they actually get inside the energized cloud.
No.
Then you'll see some shit.
I thought that was supposed to disintegrate them.
It does what it wants to do.
Oof.
Look at that. Look at that effect. Computers.
Computer. Early computer graphic work.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks good.
I kind of do like this streaking, though. I don't know why. I feel like nobody's ever used it since
Their
then.
boobs are bouncing.
Yeah.
Those aren't shaved.
New
though.
uniforms do not hold the boobs in well.
Boobs bouncing.
Yeah, they're very loose
So
uniforms.
And now they're boobing bouncing
Wow.
even slower.
So her and Decker are Troy and Riker. That's what I was saying earlier. They have the same backstory where they used to be in love and now they're no longer.
But they've never.
And she's a weird alien who can read people's minds, and he's just a dude.
Although they've never consummated their affection for each other.
Yeah, because like Deltons are like weird sex gods, and they take vows of celibacy or some shit.
Yeah.
She tells Kirk that.
I don't
at
know.
some
There
point
might
in the
be
movie.
some accidental insertion in the scene.
Yeah.
There's been
To
a lot
save
of
the
accidental
universe.
insertion talk.
Dude, the ship
Troy-
is brand new and you're taking it through wormholes? All right, come on.
It's because nothing's working right. Because Kirk has launched them
Before
they were ready.
Yeah.
Which is why they already had a transporter malfunction that killed 2 people.
Yeah.
And now they're trapped in a wormhole because the warp drive wasn't ready to
Yeah.
go.
So Kirk's not good at his job.
Well, it's all about him being like over
excited.
impulsive to get back in the saddle.
Yeah. There was a problem and he was in a ship and he's like, I'm going to go take
He's
care
like,
of it.
I go when I see an energized cloud, I know what to do.
Yeah, I've killed.
You have no idea how many energized clouds I've dealt with
Yeah, like
in my
that.
time.
I
Yeah.
just don't trust anybody else with the energized cloud.
There's one thing that I know how to do.
At the post office at the Energized Cloud universe, it's like Kirk is like the number one most wanted. Like,
Yeah. He was like,
Yeah, at the energized cloud post office.
Yeah.
He is enemy number 1.
yeah, exactly.
he was like, is it an energized cloud or is it an evil computer that wants to destroy us? And lo and
Yeah.
behold, it's both.
Or some sort of
both.
childlike god figure.
Yeah, 'cause,
those
like,
are my 3 biggies.
Because isn't this kind of like
Those
like
are my
a-
3 special.
this is like a computer and an Energized Cloud.
Yep.
This is like basically his like.
Did he just destroy it?
Yeah.
They
We
shot
stopped the wormhole.
They shot the asteroid.
3 boxes.
They
Yeah.
shot the asteroid and escaped from the wormhole. Yeah.
Now, not to go too far into the future, but Troy, she doesn't read minds. Is it emotions that she feels?
Yes, she's
Okay.
she's an empath.
Where do you think your emotions are stored? You don't think that they're in your like gallbladder? I think Min doesn't seem to think.
McCoy giving her.
I don't know. I just thought it was
No,
interesting.
No, they're not in my mind.
They're in your tummy. You're in tummy tums.
They're in that black box that they all carry around.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
That's your credit.
She's only half.
Betazoid, yeah.
So she can only sense emotions. She can't read minds.
Yeah,
Full
'cause
betazoids
they
read
can
minds.
speak telepathically.
She can speak telepathically, but to other betazoids, not to people though.
Is that what you guys are doing right now?
He's so casual right now. Like he's like, oh well, that was a good like wormhole, like double homicide with the you know.
See, Decker is pissed because he's like, I should have been captain. I know how the ship works. You're fucking things up. And
Okay,
we just,
Ooh,
we
let's
barely-
talk about.
Lounge.
So
lay down.
there's Picard. I don't know why I keep
Oh.
saying Picard. There's Kirk's like boudoir where the magic happens.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
like it.
it was just this other guy's boudoir, but
Right.
he took it over.
He took it over.
Bastard.
Yeah. So now he's giving them like, hey, I know the ship better.
He's
than you.
explaining to him that Kirk doesn't understand how to fucking run the ship.
What I really like is how they have like recreated like 70s art into like a semi-digital light bright.
I miss like fun stuff on the walls. Like, where's Wall Gecko when
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, like they used to have fun shit hanging on the walls.
Yeah.
Like nobody has any art hanging.
Wall gecko, yeah.
You,
Wall
you
Gecko's
remember
there.
Wall Gecko?
Oh yeah, I love
Who
it.
could forget
Gecko
Wall
is-
Gecko, you
Wall
guys?
Gecko- I mean,
Where's then no screening?
oh my
either.
god, don't
Well,
tell me.
we might see screening when we get down to sick bay later.
Have you
see.
seen pictures of the ISS though? There's no wall gecko.
What's the ISS?
The space station?
Yeah, the space station, the International Space Station.
Oh, you mean in real life? People don't put Gecko on their spaceships.
Yeah, but there's cool shit everywhere in the ISS.
There's plenty of stuff to look at.
Wall gecko could be there, and you wouldn't even.
It's not just beige walls.
The wall gecko's behind the moon rock.
Well, they're still picking out colors based on that sample board they have there.
I would like off-white and eggshell.
These are all the colors you're not allowed.
It's like,
whoa! Look at this. A very 70s fabric-y.
Here it goes.
This is like a bucket seat of a wall. It's kind of
It's like a carpet store.
When we see the pilot of Star Trek: The Next Generation, you're gonna get this. We're gonna see this exact same scene basically once again.
Yeah,
she is still really pretty without her hair.
Mm-hmm. Might be that model thing.
I think shaving the head was a mistake. I think she would look a lot better if she had her regular hair. They could have done something else to make her
different,
an alien, other than shaving the head of a beautiful woman.
They could put,
they started by shaving a bush, but
did it ever grow back?
Nobody could tell.
No, and then it never grew back.
That was the one good thing about shaving my head. My hair came back with a vengeance.
Yeah, you're hairier than ever.
Yeah. Came back out of different spots.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, motherfucker? How about some nostril flare?
Let's see what's going on in the upper back area.
Yeah, exactly.
My fave.
Ear hair.
Shoulder hair.
Mm-hmm.
That nostril hair is so annoying, isn't it? I hate having to get up there and
tweezing it is like...
they
you tweeze it?
They sting when you can knock them and pull them out.
You tweeze it?
Oh boy.
Sometimes.
That's painful, isn't it?
It is.
It is.
Correct.
Why wouldn't you just cut it?
This is where we needed to go.
Mine aren't that.
I can't believe
dramatic
we've
to
already
cut.
we've fallen so far so fast.
This is
You
just
know me,
part of the fun.
Matt. I'm headed towards my senior citizens days.
Jake, how far are we into the episode? What's on the timer?
Well, Matt,
I'm asking for a reason.
we've got about 11 minutes till we hit an hour.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a long overture, you'll remember.
No, I mean, that's not very much time to do what I want to do.
Let's do
Let's
it.
do it.
Fire it up.
What? Did it make it more 70s? Oh, no, that's a door.
So, filter.
As
That
you
was a
guys
filter.
know, here comes Spock. Spock's about to join the gang.
Oh, thank
Finally.
Ooh.
We need some
You saw
Spock.
Spock earlier, Aaron.
Is he going to have to get a haircut too?
He is. He's going to become bland and corporatized the way the rest of them.
Did you like Wild Spock with he was just all his hair?
Yeah,
I
did you
did.
like?
I
Did you
did
like
like
sort
that.
of I'm a Vulcan monk Spock?
Yeah, I did like that. His face is so angular. It's just
He always looks good, no
so
matter what he's doing.
Striking guy.
He owns the scene, and I liked his rigid tunic.
You needed to get married to a rock formation or something.
Oh, I did.
No, that's
I didn't say cock
he's so
formation.
full of angles. This one on my right.
It's a
Yeah.
Gorn.
Nimoy is good, and I mean, he gives one of the better performances in this movie.
He's been stoic so far.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but he goes on a real journey.
This guy.
So you know, we watched the
ridiculous.
Body Snatchers one. What year did that one come out?
I think that's also 79. I think that was
Yeah.
the same year.
Ooh,
Yes,
that
it
looks
is.
good.
See, he
He's
got
already
him.
cut himself. He's already cut his hair.
Damn.
He just
Yeah,
like
panties
that.
are dropping right here.
Yeah, he looks like that gothy guy. You're like, what's he about?
What's his story?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He looks mysterious.
yeah.
I bet I could fix
His
him.
lack of emotion is a draw.
I could make him
Yeah.
learn what love is.
Yeah.
Kirk just came in his
Spock,
pants,
Jesus.
man.
I love that Kirk
I
loves
did
Spock.
too.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Damn, Spock looks good.
Kirk's loves in ranking order are the Enterprise, Spock,
Yeah.
McCoy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then 4 to infinity is everybody else. That's another split shot. God, he does. Darwin Wise is doing a lot of split shots in this movie.
Yeah, he does.
All right, Matt.
That was
you
his-
gotta
in
do
his
it. If we're gonna
contract.
do it in episode
See that
100.
shot where he's in focus,
Yeah.
but the other guy is too? So, in honor of our 100th episode,
Wow.
I have prepared a game for us all.
Oh,
This game is called How Well Do You Warp?
Oh.
Oh my God. Uh-oh.
And it is questions about the previous 99 episodes.
And we should know.
Of Warped.
We were mostly
You were
there.
mostly here.
I am excited.
Yikes.
So here's how we're going to play. I will keep score.
Yeah. Refresh your beverages if you need, folks.
Or not.
All right. Everybody in the car, get down a piece of paper so you can play with us.
Yes, feel free to play along.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you haven't listened to the previous 99, stop now.
Stop now, go back, do that, and then rejoin us
In
when you're
about
done.
6 months.
We're not going to reference any of the first 20 episodes, right? So they don't have to do that.
Yeah, it can't be before That's What I Call Warped Volume 1 and 2, right? Or does it? I don't know.
Well, you want to come on when Aaron comes on.
I was thinking about this because I've been going through the archives for exactly this, what we're about to do. And why can I not find a pin?
Their start date was like 7,400 or something. That's
Yeah, they're in the 70s now.
crazy.
They're in the start date 74 or whatever.
7410 something? Anyway.
So I would recommend, if people were to go back, that where you should start is with those. Now that's what I call warped episodes. If you listen to those two and then sort of go forward from there, that's a pretty good way to do it. So I'll keep score. Let me just get myself ready here. Sorry, I should have done this before we started.
Yeah.
Aaron, Shawn.
I'm going to venture a guess that Shawn is going to win.
Man.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember much of the things we talk about.
But you're big into trivia, remembering.
I am. Yeah, while he's playing that, I got a question for you. Anybody ever heard of the game show Lingo?
Yeah, fucking what's his face? Woolery hosts it.
God damn it, you would
used
know.
to.
How about Guts? You ever heard of a game show called Guts?
No, are you trying to stump us?
No.
Is that a Nickelodeon show?
I have no idea. I took a.
Why are you asking?
They were on the cruise that I was on. They had game show trivia, and I was like, those two shows were answers to questions.
Literally
and I was like,
game show trivia.
Yep. And I was like, not only have I never seen either show, I'd never heard of either show.
Lingo was kind of like Scrabble. It was like a word.
I was
show.
like, that's a fucking obscure show if I've never heard of it.
It ran a long time. I think it was on Game Show Network, though. I don't think it was on regular.
Lingo.
Yeah, it was like Scrabble, but all words were 5-letter words.
See, now Kirk's in his like casual wear, which is like a white T-shirt.
Yeah, I like it. It's
I
very
like it
Top
better.
Gun.
It's better. Like Shatner gets the best of all of them. Shatner gets the best. Although I kind of like Kirk's Spock's
is awesome.
collar that he's got. Like I like that like notched collar that he's got.
For his Adam's apple.
But I also like Shatner's like casual T-shirt wear.
I like. Do you want a T-shirt with epaulets? Yeah, we got that.
I do.
We got that.
Spock wins out for sure.
All right,
I mean, he just looks.
All right, kick it off. We got to get it in.
Why?
Or we can go do it next time.
No, we're getting it.
No, it has. We have to do it in episode 100.
Let's do it.
All right, listen up.
All right.
Certain here are your categories. Memory Alpha.
It's a little like Jeopardy.
Where are they now?
Ooh,
Oh,
I like that.
Ancient History.
Wow, early episodes.
Or What Else Is On? Those are your categories. Shawn, as our founder, and
What else is on?
what else? Oh, you're jumping right to what else is on. Okay, I thought that would come later, but fine. What else is on? Here, there are two. Okay, let's start up. Hold on, start it over. The category is what else is on. Here is how this round works. One at a time, we will go around the room. What the question is? What other television shows, other than Star Trek, have we talked about doing as spin-off podcasts before?
Oh, that's easy.
And you get a bonus point if you can remember what we said we would call that podcast.
Jesus.
Aaron, we will start. We'll go left to right around the room. We'll start with Aaron. Aaron, can you name a television show that we have said we should do a podcast about that?
Well, Well, I know I've said Forensic Files.
That is not on my list.
Please include it.
Yeah. We'll give you time to make those adjustments.
I will give you a point for Forensic Files because I think we did talk about that and I just didn't put it on my list. Okay. Philippe.
Early days, I'm going back a little bit, but Macmillan and Wife.
Oh, yeah.
Macmillan and Wife
Absolutely.
is on
That's what I was
my
gonna
list.
say.
That is
Wow.
correct. Do you remember what we said we would call our Macmillan and Wife podcast?
Macmillan for Life?
I didn't actually have anything written down because I don't think we did.
No, I love
but I
the
thought I just came up with that, and that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
But you definitely got a point for Macmillan and Wife.
Hey.
Shawn.
A quantum leap.
Correct. What were we going to call it?
Leaped.
Leaped. Is 2 points. Min win.
I'm ready for this. This was just in the one of the Patreon.
We did one very
bonus
recently.
episodes.
We
so,
did one very
yeah.
recently.
You guys should check out the Patreon bonus content. Murder She Wrote.
Murder She Wrote is correct. What did we say we would call
Murder
it?
They Watched.
Murder They Watched. That was not on a bonus content. That's in one of the regular.
Oh, really?
Recent,
Yeah, because I
that's
just
a
listened
recent
to it.
episode, yeah.
Okay.
I'm running out of things that I remember because
Murder
you're getting
She Wrote
to me.
and
I remember one more.
Murder She Wrote and Murder They Watched is
Amazing
points.
title. Amazing title.
2 points. Jacob.
I got to go with Frasier.
Frasier is correct. Do you
Yes.
remember what we said we would call our Frasier podcast?
I only have guesses.
You
Maybe,
can make a guess if you want.
Craned.
I think what we said was we'd call it was We're Listening.
We're listening. That's it.
Because that was his.
Wow, we're clever.
that was his show.
That was his little sign off
I'm listening.
on his radio show.
Yeah,
He always
we're
said,
listening.
We are back around to Aaron.
I got one more.
We're doing this more.
Yes.
It's round
Don't look so
robin.
horrified.
Yeah.
It's round robin until
think-
nobody can think of anymore.
Elimination. Single elimination.
I don't know. We talked about movies, but I don't remember any more shows we talked about.
Okay, you can pass.
I'm passing.
Philippe.
I think we had in a flurry of jokes. Cagney and Lacey.
I didn't have that one.
I remember that one. No,
We've talked about it. I don't know if we've talked about
Fine,
how
I'll give you a point.
What would you call it?
Where's Kevin Spacey? I don't know.
I know why the cage bird sings.
Yeah,
Why the Cagney
Sean.
and Lacey sing.
Hee-haw!
Yeah, that's true.
Really?
I didn't write it down, but we did talk about it.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Not that long ago.
We
actually.
talked about every show.
We're always trying to change course.
But we didn't have a name for it.
No, we did. It was He-Hogs.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, you're right. 2 points.
So many
Man.
alternate realities. Buffy.
Buffy is correct. What were we going to call? What's our Buffy podcast called?
Buffied.
No, it's Buffy Boys.
Buffy Boys.
Buffy
Buffy
Boys.
But you get 1 point for
Girl.
Buffy.
Okay.
Jake.
Oh man, now we're getting down there for me.
I have one,
One
two,
more?
three.
Jesus.
Uh-oh.
I have 5 more on
Oh
here.
my God.
Okay, come on.
But we don't have
Make
to do
intelligent
them all.
guess. Come on, we're good.
yeah,
If everybody passes, we can be done.
yeah. I'll just do a quick guess. Maybe like Bewitched.
No.
Okay.
Aaron already passed. Philippe.
Shit, I don't remember what you guys call it. Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, good one.
Title?
Peakers.
I didn't have it. I don't think we had a
I don't think we ever had a title.
But you get a point for Twin Peaks. Sean.
I think I'm out. I can't think of it.
You're out?
Yeah.
Min. You're out?
No. L.A. Law.
No.
No.
The other ones I had written down: Gilmore Girls, which we were going to call Gilmore Guys, Sex and the City, Ally McBeal, and Briscoe County Jr.
I don't remember those ones
At all.
County Junior.
I mean, I know the shows, but I don't remember you guys talking about
All right. Next
Well,
round.
I will tell you that I have done. I had to do some.
Digging.
I've spent some time on this.
Oh, you poor man.
I went through the archives.
We're sorry.
If only we had transcriptions. That
So
would've made
next,
it easier.
this is part 2 of this round. Is the exact same question, but for movies. So this will be
Okay.
easier.
All right, I got this.
What movies have we talked about watching in our season in between break?
Oh man,
Aaron, you should have the number 1 answer.
Cruel Intentions.
Correct. That is number 1 on my list.
Yay!
Philippe.
Come on, Philippe. Come on,
I've
so
said-
many.
The movies, I was like, Jesus fucking
There
Christ.
are a few
So-
that have come up multiple times. So think about movies that we have talked about a lot.
Why am I blanking
performance
on
anxiety.
I'm just trying.
I can't think of any either right now.
Cruel Intentions 3.
I know.
Aaron gets all the Cruel Intentions points.
I remember Cruel Intentions.
Who said Tombstone?
I did.
That's correct.
Yes. All right. Yeah. Just let it out.
Come
on,
guys. Of course.
It's okay.
We'll just open this up to any guesses rather than go around the
Mad
room.
Max Fury Road.
That's not on my list. No.
We talked about it, but we didn't talk about it in those terms.
Watching it.
Babe?
No.
No.
Ooh, come on, guys, this is a poor showing.
I don't remember.
Pirates.
Pirates.
Pirates. Yeah, the porno
That is correct.
I remember that one. Now.
I do too.
We went into some detail about pirates.
Pirates 2, we come again.
That's correct. You get a point.
Was Cocoon in there?
No, but we did talk about it. I'll just read you my list. Since
This is great.
We're struggling.
This is great, Matt.
we talked about Avatar, Titanic, Center Stage.
God, we're just want to
Jake's
spend a lot
favorite
of
movie.
time.
I thought for sure Jake would remember.
I don't remember ever mentioning.
I would never ask anybody to watch that.
Heat, Paddington 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Short Circuit, and The Greatest Showman. I can't believe Shawn didn't think of The Greatest Showman.
Oh.
Greatest Showman. You've watched that like dozens of times now.
I have seen it a few times.
That was what else is on.
Embarrassing.
All right.
Your
Yay.
remaining categories. The score at the end of round 1. Shawn has 5. Min has 4. Philippe has 3. Aaron has 3. Jake has 1. Woo!
Oh, yikes.
Your remaining categories are Memory Alpha, Where Are They Now, and Ancient History. Jake, you're in last place, so you get to select the category.
Memory Alpha.
Memory Alpha is questions about Star Trek.
Awesome.
Shit.
Pass.
Start on my side.
These questions are aimed at specific people.
Okay.
Philippe, question 1. What is Dr. McCoy's favorite alcoholic beverage?
Oh, I know this one.
Dig deep in that Memory Alpha of
I'm
yours.
trying to go in and. Doesn't he have a? No, that's.
Think about where he's from.
Earth.
More specifically than that.
Didn't he have a stash?
Scotch.
No, sorry. His favorite beverage is a mint julep.
I thought that
I
was.
can't remember.
He's from
How
the
did you make
South.
jokes about mint juleps?
He's always drinking. Whenever they have a drinking episode, he's always drinking mint juleps. Okay.
That was a
Aaron,
hard one, though.
what was Donald Sutherland's job in Invasion of the Body Snatchers? This is not a Star Trek question, but it's about something we watched.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Great question.
He had a very specific job that we thought was weird and sort of unique to the 70s in some weird way.
Fuck.
Basically, I'll give you a hint. He's a hero of modern society.
Is he a YouTuber?
No. And he's a podcaster.
Think about what he was doing at the beginning of that movie, if you can cast your mind
Other than looking super sexy.
back to
I remember
that.
us talking about it, but I'm blanking on. Did it have something to do with the
Does anybody else want to?
telephones?
I should have let other people jump in on the mint julep question. Sorry.
Doesn't he like edit newspaper?
No, he's a health safety inspector.
He is
That's
a health
right.
inspector. Jacob
That's
gets
right.
the point.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
He was in his first scene. He's like in a restaurant kitchen,
Yeah.
talking to the
Yeah.
manager
Is-
about like rat shit.
Is
That's
it
right.
is it a
That's
caper or
Is
rat
it a
poop?
caper or is it rat poop? Is
That's
like
right.
one of his first scenes.
Now I do.
Hero of modern society.
Men win.
Oh my god, I'm scared.
We have talked frequently
Yes.
about Ponfar.
Yeah, okay, yes.
Because of your recent uptick in
I'm
behavior.
fine. I don't know what's going on with you guys. My
This is a
Ponfar-
two-part question. You can get 2 points for this. The first question is, how often
7 years.
on Vulcan does Ponfar occur?
7 years.
Every 7 years is correct.
boom
Good.
done. Yeah.
The second part 2 is, how long does it last?
Until you Ponfar.
Correct. Until you fuck. Until you fuck. Yeah.
Nice.
Until you bonfire.
Until you go through the ritual.
I like it.
Shawn, way back in Where No Man Has Gone Before,
Oh.
I described the process by which the gray silver eyes were created in Sally Kellerman and
Yes.
Gary Mitchell. What was the process that was used to create that effect?
If I believe you're correct, they took 2 contact lenses and crunched a piece of aluminum foil between the 2 of them and then put that into their eyes.
That is exactly correct.
Bummer.
Well done. This is such an alien shot right here.
They have gone into the energized cloud.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jacob,
Oh, it's me.
In Mud's Women, Shawn had a real problem with the way the drug that the women were taking worked.
Right.
What was his problem with the plot of that episode?
Let's see.
Why is this aimed at Jacob?
He was the only one there. It was me and Shawn and Jacob.
Okay.
Philippe might have been there too.
The women were taking.
It was a very early episode. It's like episode 4 or 5.
Dig deep.
It I don't know that it gave them value based on their attractiveness.
No,
I don't know. I can't remember exactly.
It was that the drug worked inconsistently. The plot hinges on Kirk convincing the one woman that it's a placebo.
Okay,
but when you take the drug, it actually works instantaneously.
All right,
Shawn?
Yeah.
That was your objection to that episode.
Huh.
This is a jump ball question.
specific.
Anybody can answer.
Okay.
This is a jump ball open question.
Yeah.
What beloved A.A. Milne character was ruined by his voiceover actor appearing on Star Trek?
Piglet.
Who said it first?
Shawn got it.
I jumped
Aaron,
too early.
you would have gotten that if you hadn't
I
been
just started laughing.
You knew the
I
answer.
know. I remember when I was like, gross.
You did not like that. Jump ball question. What is this fabric of the future in Star Trek?
Velour.
Velour is correct. Shawn's going to crush you guys.
Yeah, he's going to be 5 times faster than I
boy, okay.
I'm going to take a limb on
This is what is the most common foe encountered on Star Trek and also our band name?
Energized Cloud.
Energized Cloud. Philippe gets that one. Funny, since we're watching them fly through one right now.
Yeah. And these sea urchins.
And eggs.
In how many episodes, jump ball question, how many episodes of Star Trek did Scotty have a love plot?
1.
3.
3 is correct.
Nice, man.
Bonus question for 3 extra points. Can you name the episodes?
Wolf in the Fold.
Ooh.
That's one of them.
The Lights of Zetar.
Oh, nice.
Jesus.
Digging deep
This is
here.
What's the third one called?
Come on.
I only knew the Lights of Zetar because I just listened to the episode where you did the corrections from that episode. Because I wasn't at that episode.
No, neither of us were.
So we're actually teaching you
There's
things.
one more episode where Scotty has a love plot.
Okay.
Wolf in the Fold is the Jack the Ripper one.
Yeah.
Lights of Zetar is Memory Alpha. What's the third one?
On the meteor? No.
I have no idea. I don't remember the titles very well.
It's Who Mourns for Adonai.
Oh, right.
Or Adonis, as I correctly say.
Oh. Huh. I thought that was Chekhov.
Jump ball question. Philippe once described a sliding scale of female to male attractiveness, where as attractive women become less attractive over time, men are able to get previously unattainable women.
Yes,
Sure.
yes.
The question for the room is, what was the perfect combination of man score and woman score in Philippe's estimation?
There's something distasteful as like cross the palate of Aaron.
It was like a rich 4 and a 9 or something.
That's wrong, but close. It was a rich 5 and a declining 9.
Yeah, so close.
He basically has it.
It's pretty close.
That was really good.
I give him the point.
That was really good.
Everyone's willing to give Jake the point. Well, he needs the point, so that's good for you, Jake.
Yay.
One more question in this category. We described the alien races and the Federation and divided them into their Harry Potter houses. Who can remember what house the Federation goes into?
Gryffindor.
Min gets that one. Gryffindor's right. The Klingons.
They're Ravenclaw.
They're Ravenclaw.
Oh, yeah. Spock. Do it.
2 hands.
What were the Romulans?
Slytherin.
Slytherin is correct. And the Vulcans.
Did we say Hufflepuffs?
Hufflepuffs is
They're
correct.
the thoughtful ones.
That was Memory Alpha.
Nice.
There are 2 more categories remaining. Do we want to play them now, or do we want to
Save
pause
it.
and
Yeah.
come back into episode 2?
Where are we at?
Where are we on the... I heard the alarm go
Yeah, we're
off.
over.
Yeah, I think we should save it for
Okay.
episode 2.
Let's take a break now. This will be a cliffhanger.
Oh my god!
Great.
Oh, she's getting her
no.
boobs zapped. Oh, Spock
my
just got
God.
zapped. Oh, they're all getting zapped.
She does not look attractive when she gets zapped. I'm just saying.
Well,
no one is.
Yeah.
No one is.
Whoa. Zoop, zoop, zoop. Okay, pause it right there. That's perfect.
Yeah, she's turning
It
into
felt
Christy
Aaliyah
Apple.
just got zapped and
into oblivion.
Her
sucked in
tricorder.
and vanished into the energized cloud.
That floor looks fairly cheap. I'm just gonna say.
It looks like rubber plating.
Yeah.
As we go into the break, here are our scores. Shawn has 10. Min, a surprising number 2 with 8.
Yay.
Jake and Philippe tied at 4. Aaron with 3.
Yoinks.
I said Ravenclaw first.
Okay, I'll give you a point for that.
I give it to her.
Now
it away from Min.
it's a 3-way tie.
Take
for
it away from
last
Min.
place.
Take it away from whoever you gave it to.
So that's it.
So we see Ilya's tricorder on the ground.
Yeah.
Just hit the ground.
We are
and-
pausing now.
And I also
paused.
kept a stopwatch.
Let the tricorders hit the floor. Let
We're
the
at-
tricorders hit the floor.
We're at 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 19 seconds.
Nice. Perfect.
Perfect.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break. So unless anyone has anything they'd like to add.
I do. I'm sorry, I do. So
Did that episode come out?
You just get so much content in
no, I know.
episode
I'm sorry.
100.
It's just
it's
this
good.
is specific to
We're
this.
overflowing.
It's specific to this episode because this episode is going to air on January 24th. This episode that we are recording right now will air on January 24th. On January 22nd, the episode of the Stephen Sondheim podcast, Putting It Together, that I recorded a little while back about Company, will be out on
awesome.
the 22nd.
Okay, good.
So if you're listening to this now, it's the right week, although you should have been listening to Putting It Together all along. But
Go check it out.
you can listen to my episode of that wonderful podcast.
Nice.
He got nominated for 2 Canadian Podcast
That's awesome.
Awards.
Congratulations.
I listened to a couple of those episodes.
They're really good.
After during the break.
Yeah.
They're really great.
They're great.
He's a clear passion for it.
Yeah.
And it's really well
Super
done.
nice guy. Had a great time. So got to get my plug in because it's the right time to do
Absolutely.
it. Go to at Putting It Together or Putting It Together on wherever you get your podcasts and listen to my episode, which is about the song Have I Got a Girl for You. That's it. That's all I had.
All right. Well,
Excellent episode 100, everybody.
episode 100, everybody.
Yeah. Guys,
we'll be back next week.
Yep.
Episode 101
Next
with
week,
part 2.
Part 2.
Matt, can you give them the rest of the specs for where we can find us and all that stuff?
Let me see if I can remember that.
Because I like it. I like it when
New you. I like when we do it live. I just need
I like
to get
it when
into
you
the
do
habit of doing
I like it when you do it too.
You can rate, review, and subscribe us. Please do all 3 of those things on Apple iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. You can follow the show on @WarpedTrek on Twitter and Instagram. Jake, the producer, runs those accounts. You can follow me personally on Twitter at @WarpedHost. You can give us money on patreon.com/warped, where you can get bonus episodes and additional
They're good. They're so good.
stuff. What did I forget anything, Jacob?
I like what you're doing. I'm picking up what
You
you're
stopped
putting down.
listening, right? You're doing something on your phone right now.
I'm
You're not even
preparing
listening.
for the end of all things.
Yeah, so that's it.
All
Do
right.
all of those things.
Yep.
There you go. Anybody else got anything they'd like to add?
It's been a good 100, man.
Happy 100.
Happy 100.
We'll see y'all